Holy shit!
A few years back, a family took a trip to Jeffrey's Cliffs in Hawkville, Kentucky. It was supposed to be a peaceful day of hiking and snapping photos of the kids, but one picture revealed something far from ordinary. In the background, a blurry, shadowy figure loomed just behind the group. The unsettling part? According to the mom, no one else was anywhere near them when the photo was taken. Deep in a remote California forest, a lone explorer navigates the darkness with only a flashlight. As the beam cuts through the eerie silence, he suddenly stops. The camera captures his hushed, anxious whispers.
You think that was a coyote? What do you think that was? What was it? Do you see it where?
Whoa.
Holy crap!
What is that?
Holy... Shh.
In the distance, a strange figure moves. Towering and eerily human-like in its gait, its skin shimmers with a reptilian texture, covering its head, arms, and body. The dim light and grainy footage make it impossible to identify. A trick of the shadows? Someone in a suit? But if so, why would anyone be out here, in the middle of nowhere, dressed like that? While camping in the depths of Ottawa National Forest, a group of adventurers experienced a chilling encounter. Strange movements flickered through the shadows, and a mysterious figure lurked among the trees. At the time, they brushed it off as a passing animal, unable to make out its form in the darkness. But when they reviewed their footage later, their hearts pounded. What they captured on camera wasn't just an animal, it was something far more unsettling. One night, a man was driving down a pitch-black road when out of nowhere, chaos erupted. A gang of men wielding machetes burst onto the scene, charging straight at his car. Heart racing, he slammed the gear into reverse and tore backward into the darkness. The machete wielders gave chase, but after a terrifying few seconds, he managed to shake them off, barely escaping with his life. A man was enjoying a quiet run along a remote trail in eastern British Columbia when his peaceful jog took a terrifying turn out of nowhere.
Holy shit!
A massive grizzly bear burst onto the path. Without a second thought, the runner bolted, adrenaline kicking in as he sprinted for his life. For a few heart-pounding seconds, the bear gave chase. One wrong step, one slip, and it could have been the end. But luck and sheer endurance carried him to safety. Before we jump into the next encounter, I just want to take a moment to thank and congratulate all of you. We're almost at 10,000 subscribers. We are working harder than ever to bring you the scariest and most entertaining hiking encounters out there. Our goal? To take this channel to the top, and nothing's gonna stop us. So if you haven't already, hit that subscribe button, leave a like, and enjoy the rest of the show. When we hit 10,000, a few lucky subscribers will get a surprise. Just make sure you're subscribed and have liked the video. Want a better chance to win? Drop a comment with your thoughts on the clips. Now let's dive back into the video. While trekking through the desolate desert of southern New Mexico, a Reddit user came across something deeply disturbing. Half buried in the sand was a single woman's shoe, torn and shredded like it had been chewed by something not quite natural. There were no other belongings, no footprints, no tracks leading in or out, just that one mangled shoe sitting eerily alone in the middle of nowhere. It's almost impossible to believe someone simply lost it and didn't notice, especially out there, where isolation feels almost otherworldly. So now the question lingers like a whisper on the wind. What really happened to the woman who wore it? And more chillingly, is she even still human? On May 18th, 2024, what started as a calm, tethered hot air balloon ride turned into a heart-stopping moment.
Don't as long as she doesn't let go.
That would be bad.
Oh my god, oh my god, oh my god. Oh, her feet.
As the balloon began to rise, a woman suddenly latched onto the outside of the basket, completely unnoticed by the passengers and crew. Dangling high above the ground with nothing but her grip keeping her alive, she held on for dear life. Thankfully, she managed to cling to the basket until the balloon touched down again. But for a few terrifying minutes, everyone watching thought they were about to witness a tragedy. It was a shocking reminder. Even a safe adventure can go wrong in an instant. While camping deep in the woods, this man made a discovery that would haunt anyone. An eerie mask, half buried in the mud, staring up at him with a twisted, unsettling design. There were no clues to who it belonged to or why it was there, but the moment he laid eyes on it, he felt a chill run down his spine. Was it just a discarded costume piece, or a silent witness to something far more sinister? A climber recently posted a jaw-dropping video that delivers a powerful safety reminder.
Alrighty, boys. This is why you tie knots in the end of your rope, or else you might just wrap off the end. Yeah, baby! Yeah! This is nutty! Look at that view!
Alrighty boys, this is why you always tie a knot at the end of your rope, just seconds before slipping right off the end. No knot, no warning, and a sudden drop that'll make your stomach flip. The footage is a gripping wake-up call. No matter how experienced you are, skipping even one basic safety step, like tying a stopper knot, can turn a routine rappel into a life-threatening fall. Climbing isn't just about strength or skill. It's about respecting the process. Most climbing accidents happen during rappelling, and this is exactly why. One night, as someone wandered outside, they spotted something truly bizarre. A bicycle riding itself, not rolling downhill, not pushed by the wind. This thing was pedaling forward, on its own. No rider, no strings, no tricks, just a bike, moving like it had a mind of its own. So if no one was on it, what was? After a heated argument at home, Talia decided to escape into the woods for a peaceful glamping trip with her loyal Dalmatian. Everything seemed perfect until the clock struck 11 p.m. That's when she heard it.
Yeah, because what is that? Let's go inside. Let's go inside. It sounds super far away, but like... No, what is that? Yo, come on. Come on, yo. He came inside so fast. Yeah, I don't know what that was, but we...
At first, she thought her dog was acting up just to get her attention. But then, that sound. A blood-curdling scream tore through the forest, sending chills down her spine. Terrified, Talia and her dog rushed inside and stayed up the rest of the night, too scared to sleep. By morning, they packed up and left, vowing never to return. But the strange part? This wasn't the first haunting reported at that very site. This video was filmed deep in the Appalachian Mountains, a place shrouded in mystery and known for one eerie phenomenon, a faint whisper of the word "hey" that many claim to hear. For years, people brushed it off as a hoax or clever marketing, until Allie captured something chilling on camera. The view was amazing, worth the effort. But while recording nature for her Snapchat, something unexpected happened. A whisper, clear and unsettling, cut through the silence. Hey, was it just the wind? Or was something or someone watching from the trees? A couple who had been living peacefully off the grid started noticing something strange on their property one day. From a distance, it looked like a man wrapped in a blue tarp, but something about it was wrong. The way it moved was eerie, unnatural, almost inhuman. But here's where it gets truly disturbing. When they returned to the spot later, it was like nothing had ever been there. No footprints, no snapped branches, no sign of disturbance, just the eerie footage they managed to capture. So who or what was that? And how did it end up in such an isolated place? While out walking their dog near a nuclear power plant, a Reddit user stumbled upon some bizarre, unidentifiable objects, and naturally, they shared the strange discovery online. To their surprise, other users chimed in with their own photos of the same mysterious items from the same area. The weirdest part? No one knows what they are or where they came from. In Brazil, a group of men were digging, likely prepping the land for farming, when something bizarre happened.
Mexe aqui, ó. Ó, quanto mais mexe, mais o fogo. Tem condição disso, cara? Você viu no meio do nada aqui, ó. No alto, ó. Ó. O fogo aí, ó. Mexe de novo, fez aqui na brincadeira, nossa. Aqui, ó, aqui na frente, aqui. Ó. Lógico que não tem desse, cara. Ó. Mexe mais aqui no meio aqui, quer ver? Na frente lá.
As they dug deeper, actual flames began erupting from the ground. Not steam, not smoke, real fire. And it didn't stop, it grew stronger the more they dug. Some believe it was a pocket of natural gas, like methane, finally escaping and igniting from the pressure or a spark. But not everyone buys that explanation. In spiritual circles, there are whispers that it could be something far more mysterious, perhaps a sacred site disturbed or cursed ground awakened by mistake. Whatever the truth is, fire bursting from the earth isn't just strange, it feels like a warning. On October 3rd, 2019, a group of hunters were deep in the forests of Ontario when an unexpected sound stopped them in their tracks.
Oh my God.
Out of the silence came a bone-chilling scream, deep, guttural, and filled with what sounded like raw agony. Oh my God. The hunters froze, eyes darting through the trees, straining to see what creature could make such a noise. But whatever it was, stayed hidden. The haunting wail echoed through the forest for minutes, unrelenting, eerie, and unlike anything they'd ever heard. Some claim it had to be an animal, but no one could agree on what kind. To this day, no one knows what was out there or what cried out in the dark that night. On July 16, 2006, two brothers set out for a hike in the dense forests of Tofino, leaving their family behind at a nearby campground. Aware of the area's reputation for wildlife encounters, they brought along a video camera just in case. As they ventured deeper into the woods, a large, dark figure suddenly appeared in the distance.
Maybe? Oh, God. Wait, come here, come here. Come here. Look at that. This is, he ran backwards, right? Over there somewhere. See, that could be a possible footprint. I don't know. Could be. Look! Wait, stay back!
For several tense seconds, they watched. Then, as one brother stepped forward for a closer look, the other yanked him back. Alarmed, they retreated about 50 meters. After waiting in silence, curiosity got the better of them, and they cautiously returned to the spot. Standing in the shadow of a towering tree, they tried to make sense of what they had seen. The creature, an estimated 7 feet tall, slightly hunched, had locked eyes with them before vanishing into the wilderness. What did they see that day? A misidentified animal or something more? Over the years, strange sightings have been reported around Chernobyl, the site of one of the world's worst nuclear disasters and now a haunting radioactive wasteland. Recently, a chilling video surfaced online, allegedly filmed in the area. In it, a bizarre creature crawls across the ground with a jerky, unnatural movement. Its body is patchy with matted brown fur, but large areas appear hairless and raw, like something's seriously wrong. Some viewers believe it's just a starving wolf or a mangy stray dog, but others think it might be something far more disturbing, something twisted by radiation, a mutation that nature never intended. What do you think it is? While walking along an old, abandoned railroad track with her brother and his girlfriend's family, a woman snapped a simple photo. But when she looked at it later, something chilling caught her eye. In the top right corner of the image, several shadowy figures appeared that looked like they were walking straight toward the group. No one remembered seeing anyone else out there. And these figures? They weren't just eerie, they looked wrong, dark, distorted, and not human. A backpacker once shared a chilling video from the DeSoto mine in Arizona, calling it the creepiest place they'd ever explored.
I really hope it's not my eyes playing with me, but
At the time, all they could hear was the steady drip of water echoing through the empty tunnels. But when they reviewed the footage later, they were stunned to hear something else. The unmistakable sound of footsteps on wood in a place that was completely deserted. That eerie moment was enough to make them turn back, cutting their exploration short as the mine's unsettling vibe grew too intense to ignore. Back in 2003, Jay had a photo snapped by a friend during a visit to Pyramid Lake. Years later, while looking through old memories, they noticed something chilling, which appears to be the faint figure of a little girl in the background. Some swear it's evidence of something paranormal, especially considering Pyramid Lake's long-standing reputation for eerie happenings. Others brush it off as a trick of the light or a camera glitch. But the figure is so eerily clear, so human, that it's hard not to ask, was it just a coincidence? While hiking through a remote, unfamiliar forest, a backpacker stumbled upon something utterly baffling.
Привет, парни, я тут в шоке. Решил прогуляться по территории. Посмотрите, какой забор. Вот это забор. Я просто в ахуе. Сейчас покажу еще. Вот это забор. Вон он кончается. И вон там кончается. Вон угол.
A massive wall rising out of the wilderness with no warning, no signs, and no explanation. It seemed to stretch endlessly, untouched by time or reason. Just the sight of it sent chills down his spine, reminding many online of something straight out of the Truman Show. What was its purpose? Who built it? Why here, in the middle of nowhere? The mystery has ignited wild speculation, and if we only knew its exact location, we might finally uncover the truth behind this eerie enigma. Back in 2012 or 2013, a group of friends decided to add a little thrill to their Halloween by joining a ghost tour at the historic and notoriously haunted Concordia Cemetery. At one point during the tour, they stopped to snap a group photo. Their guide kindly offered to take the shot while they posed ahead under the eerie glow of the cemetery lights. That night, as they reviewed the pictures back at home, one friend's sister noticed something that made her blood run cold. In the background of their group photo was a shadowy figure wearing a hat, seemingly strolling right past them. The strange part? No one had seen anyone near them when the photo was taken. Terrified, she demanded they leave immediately. And when she showed the picture to the rest of the group, their excitement quickly turned to dread. From that night on, they made a pact. No more ghost tours. Was it just a random person they somehow didn't notice? Or did they unknowingly capture something far more chilling, something not meant to be seen? In 2014, two young women set out on the treacherous Kalalau Trail in Hawaii, unaware of the ordeal that awaited them. Midway through the hike, the weather took a dangerous turn. Rain poured down, flooding the trail and making the terrain slick and perilous. With no phone service and rising rivers blocking their path, they were forced to brave the night in the heart of the jungle. Just when hope seemed to fade, the distant thump of a helicopter echoed through the trees. Miraculously, the rescuers spotted the white towels the women had hung up to dry as an improvised signal that saved their lives. They were airlifted to safety, a powerful reminder that preparation and quick thinking can mean the difference between disaster and rescue in the wild. While exploring the infamous Zombie Road alone, a man couldn't shake the eerie feeling that he was being watched. This stretch of road has long been shrouded in dark legends, once home to an orphanage that tragically burned down in the early 1900s. Many believe the spirits of the children who perished in that fire still linger there, and countless visitors have reported chilling encounters with ghostly figures. As the sun began to set, the man decided to snap a photo of the fading light filtering through the trees. But this was before digital cameras, so he wouldn't see what he captured until the film was developed days later. When he finally did, his blood ran cold because staring back at him were shadowy shapes that looked an awful lot like children. Could this be proof that the lost souls of Zombie Road are still watching? TikTok user Tia Langley and her friends decided to explore using the mysterious Randonautica app, which led them to an eerie, abandoned location. Tia filmed the entire adventure, but things took a chilling turn fast. Take a look.
What? Are your brights on? Can you turn your brights on? Oh shit, there's not like a big pool of water over there. Yeah, don't go over there. Just stay here. Don't move. Should we get out? Yeah, we should. Holy fucking shit! Go! Stop, just go, just leave. Go, 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 go! That was someone on the other side!
In part 2 of the video, the terrifying truth unfolded. A group of men suddenly appeared out of nowhere, slamming on the car doors and chasing the group in a heart-pounding scene. Trapped in a truly unsettling situation, Tia and her friends were left shaken, haunted by one question: what would have happened if they had stepped out of the car? On July 2nd, 2020, what started as an ordinary drive for Chisa quickly took a chilling turn.
Padre cielo que estás en lo nuestro. Ay, Santa María, Madre Pura.
While trailing another car, something strange caught their eye. A mysterious figure with glowing eyes seemed to be peering out from the trunk. Gripped by curiosity and unease, Kisa instinctively pulled out their phone and started recording, desperate to capture the eerie sight. As the video came to a close, a distressed sound, presumably from Kisa, echoed through, hinting at the fear and confusion they felt in that moment. Since then, the video has gone viral, sparking countless theories online. But despite all the speculation, the truth behind what Kisa saw remains a haunting mystery. YouTuber Michael Luzzi recently revisited Split Rock Road in New Jersey, a place where he once had a chilling encounter. As he stood in the eerie silence of the woods, something caught his eye.
For here, so. Oh, what is that light?
Oh, there's a light over there.
Yo, what the hell? What is that? Yo! Yo! Oh, nah.
What's talking about from this?
Alright guys, so I'm gonna go down here real quick and see what is down here.
Two mysterious lights appeared, one hovering high in the trees, the other closer to the ground. They moved in strange, unnatural ways, almost as if they were alive. Then, things took an even darker turn.
Literally standing right there, 370Z. I'm literally sitting there like this, just chilling, and then something behind me, I don't know. That noise is coming from over here more. That noise is literally coming from somewhere over here.
I really want to know what it is.
I don't know, that noise is definitely coming from over here somewhere. Oh, so what the fuck? Look at that! Oh, yo, that's that person, that's the person from last go.
Get out of here, Bo.
Go, just dip. I don't know what the hell that was, bro.
Out of the shadows, a faint figure began to take shape. It looked like a person only, not quite. Terrified, Lucy bolted back to his car, heart pounding, unsure of what he'd just seen. To this day, the ghostly lights and the shadowy figure remain a disturbing mystery. While combing through footage from his trail cam, a Virginia hunter discovered something chilling and eerie. An almost translucent figure that resembles either a ghostly child or some unknown creature stalking the forest. Some skeptics chalk it up to moonlight playing tricks on the lens, but others? They're not so sure. Is this spine-tingling image actual proof of the paranormal? Or just a creepy coincidence captured at the perfect moment? While walking down an abandoned road in rural Japan, something strange suddenly caught his eye.
Okay, that's weird, right? Why is it moving?
Yeah. Can we go? Why is it doing
You guys
that?
not see that down there?
What?
Right there.
I'm not gonna look.
There's nothing.
Okay, why is it still moving?
Can we go? I'm legitimately out running and getting out of here. I don't understand. I'm gonna look this up. And
Oh, maybe there's some. Wait.
Yeah,
Still, no, it's not. It's cut there, so they shouldn't be, right? I don't know.
It wasn't windy. The forest was dead still, except for that one tree shifting unnaturally, like it was alive. He pulled out his phone to look it up. Nothing made sense. The movement didn't stop. Some nearby locals later said they'd never seen anything like it. Ever. One theory points to Kodama, ancient tree spirits from Japanese folklore said to dwell in strong, sacred forests. Others say it could be something more scientific, like unique oscillation frequencies or shifting roots triggered by subtle seismic tremors, which are common in Japan. But given how close they were to the infamous Aokigahara forest, known for its chilling past and eerie silence, no theory brought much comfort. The image of that lone twitching tree among a forest of stillness was enough to send chills down anyone's spine. Would you have kept walking? After a car accident, a man snapped a quick photo to document the damage. But when he later brightened the image to get a clearer look, he saw something that made his blood run cold. Sitting in the driver's seat, clear as day, was a terrifying figure with glowing eyes and a monstrous, twisted face. The image sent chills down the spines of those who saw it. Many believe it wasn't just a trick of the light, but a sinister spirit, perhaps even the cause of the crash. Strangely, this isn't the first time eerie entities have been spotted inside wrecked cars, leading some to wonder, are these supernatural forces hiding in plain sight waiting to strike? Allie stood exactly where they had buried the doll, Mary. The air was suffocating, thick with something unnatural, and there she was, Mary.
No way. Bro. There's like overgrowth on her and everything. She's right there. Mary's right there. Patty. What does that mean? What does Patty mean? She's gonna say one more thing and I'm getting out of here. Like, I don't feel safe here.
Her porcelain face peeked out from a blanket of overgrown weeds, as if the earth itself had tried and failed to silence her. She hadn't moved, yet somehow she was watching. Then came the whisper, Patty. Allie froze. That name. He didn't recognize it. Who was Patty? He glanced down. The soil was no longer untouched. It was torn, scraped, like something had clawed its way up from underneath. And just beneath the wind, a chilling sound floated into the background of the footage. Soft, echoing laughter, a child's cry, faint, haunting. Ally didn't hear it clearly, but deep down, he knew. Mary wasn't finished, and this time, he had to end her. For good. Silent 9mm posted a photo that's blowing minds, a gigantic footprint his mom found on their roof. The print, with 4 huge toes and an unusually large size, instantly sparked Bigfoot rumors. But here's the twist. Even if it were human, who walks barefoot on a roof? And the weirdest part? There was only one footprint, just a single, massive step, and nothing else. On December 24th, 2024, Reddit user PositiveSong2293 posted a captivating video that quickly stirred up a storm of curiosity. The footage shows a glowing orb gliding low over the mountains of Cali, Colombia, shimmering with lights as it moves through the sky.
Mire Isa, míralo acá, rápido, míralo acá.
While some viewers dismissed it as a half-deflated mylar balloon catching the sunlight just right, others weren't so sure, sparking speculation that it might be something far more mysterious. Known for its breathtaking landscapes, Cali has now found itself at the center of the latest UFO buzz. While hiking deep in an isolated forest, one man stumbled upon a spine-chilling sight, scattered bones on the ground, with a single shoe still attached, giving the disturbing impression of human remains. But here's where it gets even creepier. The person who posted the photo never mentioned alerting the authorities, and no follow-up was ever shared. The eerie setting and total radio silence only fuel the mystery. But take a closer look, and something doesn't sit right. Are these human bones? Or did someone stage a cruel hoax, stuffing animal bones into a shoe just to terrify unsuspecting hikers? While caving with a group, one man found himself trapped in a terrifying predicament. As he ventured deeper into a narrow passage, he became wedged so tightly that he couldn't move no matter how hard he tried. The situation quickly worsened when water started pouring into the cramped space, rising steadily around him. Panic set in as he urgently shouted to his partner outside the passage for help. His partner, struggling against the current and the growing pressure, fought to free him, but it was no easy task. The water kept rising, and time was running out. After what felt like an eternity, with tension mounting and the water creeping higher, the partner managed to pull him out, saving him just in the nick of time. After a peaceful day of fishing, the man decided to stop by a nearby public restroom, but the moment he stepped inside, something jolted him.
Yo, what the f- What the? Bro. There's nobody in here.
The place was empty. Not a soul in sight. Just silence. He stood frozen, heart pounding. That scream he just heard, it was real. Too loud, too clear to be a trick of the mind, and yet, no one was there. A guy went out magnet fishing one afternoon expecting the usual pile of rusty junk, and for the most part, that's exactly what he got. But then, something strange surfaced. He dragged up an old knife, still tucked inside its weathered sheath, like it hadn't seen daylight in decades. Creepy, but nothing compared to what came next. On his final toss, he reeled in what looked like an ordinary stick, until he saw what was tied to it. A disturbingly lifelike doll, its face covered in needles, like some kind of twisted voodoo ritual piece. As if that wasn't unsettling enough, there was a small, transparent bag fastened to the doll's back. He had no idea what it was, but the whole thing gave him chills. Uneasy and spooked, he packed up and left in a hurry, only to realize he'd wandered into a nearby cemetery, alone, lost, and more terrified than ever. Thankfully, after what felt like forever, he managed to find his way out. One night, Jay Brannon found himself drawn to an abandoned church beside a graveyard on Long Island. At first, everything seemed quiet, even. But then, strange flickering lights began to pulse from within the church. They flashed erratically, growing brighter and more intense, almost as if they were responding to his presence. Unnerved, Jay didn't dare step inside. The next morning, curiosity got the better of him. He returned to the church in daylight, only to find it completely deserted. No signs of life, no trace of the eerie lights. But what he discovered next chilled him to the bone. The church had burned down 3 times and had been struck by lightning twice. Whatever those lights were, they may not have been electrical at all. Maybe something from the past still haunts the ruins. A Reddit user came across something that felt ripped from a nightmare. A tree entirely covered in strange, unnatural-looking skulls. The air around it felt off, thick with a dread that didn't belong to the world of the living. Haunted by what they saw, the user returned the next day to get a better look. But the tree and every single skull had completely vanished. No footprints, no broken branches, not even a trace of disturbed soil. It was like the whole thing had been wiped from existence, or was never really there to begin with. 2 wild campers set off into the heart of the Welsh wilderness, eager for an adventure in a remote, abandoned building, a place rumored to be haunted. After clearing out the cobwebs and tidying up the space, they began exploring its eerie corners, trying to shake off the unsettling atmosphere while casually chatting about the mysterious history of the place. But then, something happened.
Fucking mental.
Well stoked.
Yeah, certainly is. What was that?
Suddenly, a sound pierced the silence. They tried to carry on as if nothing had happened, but the strange noises continued, growing more intense.
No, there's my torch. Right, let me get out there. Definitely, what the hell is that noise?
The air felt heavier, and a chill set in. Despite the growing unease, they decided to investigate, stepping into the darkness armed only with their torches. As they ventured outside, the eerie noises became louder.
No one there. Bloody hell. What the freaking hell was that noise? Oh man, no. Oh, dude.
Unnerving them even more, they returned downstairs, their nerves on edge. And that's when they noticed something that made their blood run cold, something they hadn't seen before. But before they could process what was happening, they both froze. Hanging in the doorway was something they couldn't explain. Still, despite the overwhelming fear, they pushed forward. But things were far from over. As the night stretched on, it only grew darker. The unsettling noises and chilling presence seemed relentless. And yet, they made it through the night, though their minds would never quite let go of the haunting mystery of what exactly lurked in that remote building. What was the true story behind the strange happenings they witnessed? Was it just the wind, or something far more sinister? A Reddit user shared a chilling story about their friend who went hiking deep into the woods one quiet afternoon. While wandering through the dense, silent forest, he casually took a photo of the trees, just a random snapshot. But later, when he looked back at the picture, he noticed something disturbing. Behind one of the trees stood a massive black figure, partially hidden but towering over anything human-sized. Some swear it looks like Bigfoot, while others chalk it up to eerie shadows and imagination. What do you think? Ooh. A Russian biker and his friend were cruising through what looked like an abandoned, crumbling village, capturing everything on a helmet cam. It seemed like just another eerie ride until something wild happened. Out of nowhere, one of them plunged into a massive hole in the ground caused by a burst pipe. The water inside? Murky, foul-looking, and the kind of brownish color that makes you wonder if it's sewage. For a moment, it looked like a total disaster was unfolding. But according to Russian reports, it wasn't nearly as dangerous as it appeared. While taking a nighttime walk near an old, supposedly abandoned mansion in Globe, Arizona, Reddit user Smithery Guy captured something chilling. As he scanned the building with his flashlight, he caught a glimpse of movement in one of the windows, sending shivers down his spine.
Good morning. Is that something right there? Is somebody right there? No way. No fucking way. Is that somebody right there? Hey. Can you hear me? Can you say something?
Calling out to whoever, or what, or whatever might be inside, he received nothing but silence. Despite his efforts to uncover the truth, the source of the movement remains a mystery, leaving one haunting question behind. Is the mansion truly abandoned? Or is something still lurking within its walls? While hiking through the remote wilderness of Norway, a man stumbled upon something chilling. An old, abandoned house hidden deep in the forest. Curious, he stepped inside and was shocked to find the place still had electricity. As he ventured deeper into the dark, eerie rooms, things took a terrifying turn. Out of nowhere, a strange, shadowy creature locked eyes with him. Frozen in fear, the man panicked, lost his footing, and tumbled down the stairs. The footage cuts off suddenly, leaving behind an unsettling mystery. Was it something paranormal, or is there a more logical explanation? In 2020, a Reddit user casually snapped a selfie in their living room. At the time, only their sister and dad were supposed to be home, no one else. But when they looked closer at the photo, something chilling stood out. In the background, a figure was visible. It wasn't their sister. It wasn't their dad. Strange things had always happened in that house, but this felt different. The figure looked too real. It even cast a shadow. That one detail changed everything. Was it a ghost accidentally caught on camera? Or had someone been inside the house the whole time, completely unnoticed? A man ventured into the mysterious woods of Rivington, a location shrouded in unsettling legends, most notably the tale of a demonic headless horseman said to haunt the area. Intending to enjoy a peaceful bushcrafting trip away from the bustle of civilization, he set up his hammock in a secluded spot, far from other campers. As night fell, the atmosphere quickly shifted. The peaceful rustling of leaves turned into suspicious noises, sharp movements echoing from the trees behind him. At first, he assumed it might be wildlife or fellow campers wandering nearby, but the sounds weren't steady or natural. It was like something was darting through the trees, deliberately stopping when he paid attention. Then, without warning, the stillness shattered.
So I don't know if they're making their way over this side because they might have seen my light. Hear that? Click, click, click. I know the seagulls are going. What the hell is that? Right, let's go get a drink and something to eat. Right, so I'm literally just here in the hammock, and all of a sudden all I hear is bang, 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 like 3 gunshots. It's literally what it sounded like, 3 gunshots. So I looked over to where those other lads are.
3 loud bangs, sharp, sudden, and unmistakable. They rang out like gunshots in the night. He scanned the area, spotting torchlights flickering from the direction where other campers were set up. But what followed was a disturbing silence. The lights dimmed. No voices, no laughter, just the kind of quiet that presses down on you. Feeling uneasy, he decided to pack up his gear and move deeper into the woods. But just as he started to dismantle his hammock, something was thrown at him deliberately. He saw it fly through the air. Someone or something was targeting him. He called out, hoping it was just another group messing around, but there was no response. Just more flickering lights and the creeping sense that he was no longer alone.
I'm being followed. Then this isn't a smart place to come. Plus it's a dead end right in front of me. I'm literally having to back up nice and slow. I know there's nobody going to be in front of me, but there's no half chance somebody's behind me. I hate tight spaces as well. This isn't helping my anxiety. I literally just got that gap. As I got out, that's why it's gunshots. I heard it again. But this time it was fantastic. But they didn't. Somebody flung something at me. And I know they flung it because I seen it coming towards me, not dropping down, if you know what I mean. Where you could have said, oh, maybe it's just a branch snapped off a tree you had in the woods after all. There was nothing like that. It come like this towards me. Then I heard like...
He rushed to gather the rest of his belongings and get away from the area. Eventually, he found his way to an old, abandoned castle ruin nestled deeper in the forest. It should have felt safe. It didn't. The sense of being followed only grew stronger. Every rustle behind him felt calculated. Every shadow stretched a little too far. Realizing that no matter how far he walked, he would not find comfort, he made the difficult decision to end his adventure early. Whatever haunted these woods, real or supernatural, had made one thing clear. He wasn't welcome. A curious user decided to take a walk in the quiet forest behind their street. After sitting alone on a rock for about 30 minutes, their sister called out from home, urging them to come back. It was getting dark, and she had a bad feeling about something she couldn't explain. The user agreed to head back in 10 minutes. But just as they stood up to leave, they noticed something. Something was staring at them. They brushed it off at first, thinking, maybe it's just a tree. But the uneasy feeling lingered.
Alright, well, I'm just going for a walk. That's a bit sus. I even looked that way and there was nothing there earlier. I don't know what it is, but it is what it is. I'm going home now. Bye-bye.
They even glanced in that direction earlier and swore there was nothing there. Still uneasy, they decided to head home. Later, when they reviewed the video they had taken in the forest, their heart dropped. In the background was a shadowy black spot, one that eerily resembled a face or hair. Terrified, they bolted home. They haven't stepped into those woods since, and now they finally understand why their sister always said she heard strange sounds out there. About 11 years ago, a group of friends went out mudding for a fun day off-road. At one point, one of their trucks got stuck, and naturally, they snapped a few photos to laugh about later. Months down the line, while revisiting those pictures and joking about the moment, someone noticed something chilling in the background stood a man, hidden among the trees, silently watching them. None of them had seen him that day. So, the question is, who was out there in the woods? And if it was just an ordinary person, why didn't he come over to help? While out for a walk in the woods near their home, someone stumbled upon a strange, eerie structure hidden among the trees. Curiosity led them inside, and that's when it hit them. This was a witch's hut. They snapped a few photos and posted them online, sparking a flood of urgent warnings from commenters. Don't touch anything. Don't take anything. But it was too late. They already had. Most people would know better than to mess with something like this. But the uploader didn't seem fazed. Instead of fear, they were filled with one burning question. Who left these objects behind and why? Two friends set out to explore an abandoned convent about an hour from town. The place was creepy, but perfect for a viral TikTok dance, so they hit record. As the girl danced, the guy behind the camera suddenly froze. Just over her shoulder, something didn't feel right. They inched closer, and that's when they saw it.
What the fuck? Andy, stop.
I'm so...
Oh my god. Also, stop. Hold him.
Also, come on.
What the fuck is that? Holy shit. Oh my god.
A group of people standing in a tight circle, heads bowed, silently performing what looked like a ritual. Shaken to the core, the friends fled. The video cuts off, with no answers, only questions. In another chilling encounter, a man went hiking deep into the woods. Everything was normal until he felt eyes on him. Turning slowly, he spotted a figure staring straight at him, completely still, completely silent. But when he approached, it wasn't a person at all. Hanging from a tree branch was a bathrobe with a mask attached to it. No footprints, no sign of who or what put it there, just the unsettling feeling that he was never alone. A Reddit user recently shared a chilling video they captured while driving through Gettysburg's infamous wheat field, a site drenched in Civil War history and ghostly legends. Filmed at night, the clip starts quietly, until the unmistakable sound of fifes and drums slowly rises in the distance. There's no one in sight, no reenactments, just eerie phantom music echoing through the darkness. The moment sent shivers down viewers' spines. In the comments, others chimed in with their unsettling encounters. Reports of cannon fire in the dead of night, the thunder of invisible horse hooves pounding the earth, and whispers carried by the wind. One thing's for sure, Gettysburg's wheat field isn't just a battlefield, it's a place where the past refuses to rest. A hiker exploring a remote, ancient church, once known for dark rituals and burials, thought he was alone. At first, everything seemed normal, but as he was leaving, his camera captured something unsettling. A woman silently standing in the distance.
I had a feeling here. Let me see how this camera here is recording. Okay, it's cool there. It's cool. I had a feeling here. Look out here, guys. Listen there. I believe the camera caught it now.
Later, he heard something even more disturbing. A child's voice echoing from the forest, calling out, "Mommy, Daddy." Compelled to return days later, he found the area even more unsettling. While walking through tall grass, he saw something terrifying, though he never said exactly what. Shaken, he rushed back to the church, but as he stepped inside, strange sounds filled the air, whispers and repeated words like, "Scoot, scoot."
There was a noise right next door, look. Oh my goodness, man, look at this, man, look at this. Oh my goodness. Oh. Whoa, listen, look at this. Whoa. Man, you're crazy. Look at this, guys. Man, that's impressive.
The church was empty, completely still, no one in sight. And yet, he couldn't shake the feeling. Something was watching him. In July 2008, a young boy was filming in the Rocky Mountains when he captured something strange hovering in the sky. What he filmed was no ordinary sight. A dark ring floated silently above the mountains, completely still, then slowly drifted away. There were no planes nearby, no wildfires, nothing that could explain a perfect smoke ring just hanging in the air like that. When the footage spread online, people were baffled. Theories exploded. Was it a portal? A wormhole? Something not from here? To this day, no one can say what the boy saw. And some still wonder, was it real? Or was it all just a clever edit? While venturing deep into the woods, a hiker climbed onto the roof of an abandoned building to capture the breathtaking view. But as they scanned the landscape, something strange caught their eye. A tall, thin, gray figure weaving through the trees. Heart-pounding, they zoomed in, only to realize it resembled neither a human nor any animal they had ever seen. A chill ran down their spine, an unshakable sense of dread settling in. For the rest of the day, the eerie encounter haunted their thoughts, leaving them questioning what they had just witnessed. A man who lives near the Appalachian Mountains often hikes the trails alone, and has never experienced anything out of the ordinary until one chilling trip changed that. While exploring the woods like he always does, he suddenly heard a scream unlike anything he'd ever encountered. It could have been wildlife, but something about it felt off, unnatural even. Was this his first real brush with the unsettling mysteries of the Appalachian wilderness? This guy spotted something weird moving in the ocean, a long, dark shape silently gliding just below the surface. At first, he figured it was just a piece of driftwood, until it started to rise. That's when he saw it. A smooth, snake-like body, moving with eerie precision. Some viewers brushed it off as floating debris, but the way it swayed through the water, it looked alive. The footage might be grainy and far off, but one thing's clear: something big was creeping just offshore. A group of friends had rented a remote cabin deep in the Appalachian Mountains for a peaceful weekend getaway. Surrounded by endless, shadowy woods, the spot felt like a perfect escape. One night, as they soaked in the hot tub beneath a glowing moon, a low, thunderous sound echoed from somewhere deep in the forest.
Yeah, that was a car, that was a car. Who's the aliens, bro? I think it's a train.
Es que porque suena así a la verga.
But that's just scary. Okay, do you guys want to go inside?
No. Es que dicen que no va a pasar nada, pero...
But the music and laughter quickly faded into nervous silence. Something about that sound wasn't right. Unbeknownst to them, the Appalachian woods have a long, chilling history. Mysterious vanishings, strange figures spotted between the trees, stories that locals don't like to tell after dark. Thankfully, the group left the hot tub and returned inside without incident. But that night, it still haunts their memories. While hiking a remote stretch of the Appalachian Trail in North Carolina, a lone hiker reached the summit expecting sweeping views, but stumbled upon something far more chilling. Hidden among the trees, they discovered an old, forgotten graveyard. Weathered headstones jutted from the earth, with no signs, no fences, and no trace of it on any map. The hiker searched for answers but found nothing. No names, no history, no explanation. The eerie silence and cold mountain air clung to them, leaving behind a mystery and a memory they'd never shake. Lewis, Clark, and their friends thought exploring an old, abandoned train hidden deep within the forest would be fun. Most of the train cars were empty, silent, and eerie, but nothing too unusual. That is, until they reached the caboose. Inside, the air felt heavier. The sheets covering the benches were stained with dark red spots. Something large, something unnaturally heavy, was hidden beneath one of them.
The carriage and we'll come, let's go.
What the?
What is that? What? What the fuck?
Oh my god.
Just go, just get the fuck out of here.
Yeah, we need to get out.
Fucking go, go.
That shit. Go on.
Fuck! Ugh. There's mud everywhere, Anne. Wait, is that a body? Is that a body? We need to call the police, mate. We need to. Oh my god, this has happened before, bro. This has happened before. Ow, I hit my fucking head. Mate. I'm fucking wrong,
That was...
No one dared to lift the sheet. They bolted, even leaping over another blood-stained cover on their way out, hearts pounding. To this day, no one knows what was under those sheets. Some say it was a body, others think it was something even worse. But one thing's certain, Lewis and his friends never went back, and they never will. Less than half a mile into a 2021 section hike on the Appalachian Trail, this hiker suddenly heard something strange, eerie sounds echoing through the trees. Every hair on their body stood up. The trail was completely empty, yet the noise grew louder, closer, like something huge was creeping just out of sight in the woods. Turns out, it was just cows. So no, not everything in the wilderness is something sinister, but still, stay alert. You never know what's waiting just off the path. Sydney, a solo traveler, returned to one of the very first campsites she'd ever visited, tucked deep within the Appalachian wilderness. When she arrived, the forest was eerily silent, not a soul in sight. She pitched her tent and started cooking a simple meal, rice and chicken sizzling over the fire. That's when she heard it.
Is that?
A strange, unplaceable sound echoed through the trees. It didn't quite feel natural. Still, Sydney brushed it off and stayed the night. Luckily, nothing happened, or so she thought. To this day, the clip remains a complete mystery. In 2011, a family vacationing in Tennessee's Smoky Mountains captured something eerie on camera.
What's he doing?
While filming the scenic view, the man behind the camera noticed a sudden movement in the background. A moment later, it appeared again, this time partially hidden behind thick bushes. The family was convinced they had just seen Bigfoot. And given how steep and unforgiving the terrain is, especially around Klingman's Dome, it would be nearly impossible for someone to stage a hoax in a costume. Strangest of all, sightings like this aren't exactly uncommon in these mountains. While walking along a quiet trail, a Reddit user stumbled upon something truly disturbing. Pinned to a tree was a severed tongue. Some believed it was real, possibly belonging to a cow or deer, while others speculated it could be part of a sinister ritual or even a chilling warning. But who would do such a thing, and why? What could be the real story behind this eerie discovery? While camping deep in the woods, a family snapped what they thought was a sweet photo of their 3 children playing in a tree. At first glance, everything looked perfectly normal, just a joyful moment frozen in time. But when they looked closer, later that evening, their hearts sank. Standing just behind their youngest son was a 4th child. The eerie part. The family swears no one else was around. They were miles from anyone, in a secluded part of the forest. So, who or what was in that photo? Could it have been a ghost? One night off the coast of Scapello, Sicily, something eerie was captured on camera. A glowing figure drifted through the dark waters at first, and it looked like a diver with a headlamp. But as it came closer, the illusion fell apart. Its shape was all wrong. Long, serpent-like, a visible spine running down its back, and the way it moved? Not human, not even close. Was it just a trick of the light? A diver caught at a strange angle? Or did this fisherman stumble upon something far more mysterious lurking beneath the surface? It was around 2 a.m. during a peaceful late-night fishing trip when this person, sitting alone by a still, quiet lake, decided to snap a quick photo just to capture the moment. Nothing seemed out of the ordinary. The night was calm, silent, exactly what you'd expect at that hour. But when they checked the photo later, there it was. A dark, shadowy figure standing in the distance. They swear no one else was there. So the question is who, or what, was lurking by the lake that night? As he drove down an old, abandoned road toward his campsite, a chill ran down his spine. Up ahead, something eerie caught his eye. A shadowy figure in a flowing white dress crossing the road. His heart pounded as he slammed the brakes. Who or what was that? Curiosity got the best of him. Stepping out of his car into the pitch-black night, he scanned the surroundings. But there was nothing. Just silence and darkness. If it were a person, why were they wandering alone in the middle of the forest at this hour? And if it wasn't, then what had he just seen? While trekking through the woods, a group of adventurers stumbled upon an abandoned GoPro, its owner nowhere in sight. Intrigued, they played back the footage only to be shaken by what they uncovered. The final moments showed a group of unknown explorers, their expressions shifting from excitement to pure terror. In the background, a shadowy, unnerving figure loomed, watching them. Then, without warning, the footage cut to black. Despite efforts to identify the people in the video, their identities remain a mystery. Were they just lost tourists? Or does this eerie recording capture the final moments of a group that was never meant to be found? A Reddit user recently shared a photo from a peaceful trip to a forest in Chattanooga, Tennessee, where they were trying to capture a playful shot of a tree. However, upon zooming in, something strange caught their eye. A mysterious gray figure appeared to be standing at the edge of a fence. Some commenters speculated that the figure resembled a woman in Victorian-era clothing, possibly a nurse or housemaid. Given the area's rich Civil War history, could this be the spirit of a Civil War nurse still lingering in the woods? The eerie discovery has sparked some fascinating theories. It was a quiet evening as the YouTuber settled in for a solo camping trip deep in the forest. As night crept in, he curled up in his tent, ready to get some rest. But then, something stirred him awake. Torn between fear and curiosity, he gathered the courage to step outside and investigate.
He went away, though. I don't know, I feel like I kind of want to go out and check, but I'm kind of scared too. I think we're gonna go out and check. I might just walk around and look at the area. Look at this, guys. I can't even see a thing on camera. It's so dark. Let me see if my phone flashlight's better. I think it's a little better. There we go. Yeah, that's definitely better. Just gonna use my phone flashlight.
But when he looked around, everything seemed normal, until he spotted something strange. Just as he started to feel calm again, snuggling back into his sleeping bag, a sudden noise shattered the silence.
Wait, guys, what is this? There's some sort of marking on the tree. It's kind of creepy. I wonder what that's for. Alright, well, now that I know that there's nothing out there, I'm gonna try to go back to bed. Hello?
If you listen closely, you could hear the unmistakable sound of footsteps, this time circling his tent. Terrified and confused, unable to figure out what was out there, he made a snap decision. In the middle of the night, with fear and adrenaline coursing through him, he packed up and bolted, abandoning his campsite without a second thought. While hiking a remote high-altitude trail, a group of adventurers got more than they bargained for. Their detector suddenly picked up a strange signal coming from beneath the snow. Curious, they started digging only to uncover what looked like the body of a bizarre, unknown creature.
I got a very strong signal. What? What? What the heck is that thing? Oh my god.
Some are convinced it might be a Yeti. But is it a genuine discovery or an elaborate hoax? And if it is staged, how on earth would someone pull off something this convincing in the middle of nowhere? A group of hikers found themselves deep within the snowy wilderness of Finland. The only sounds were the crunch of boots on frozen ground and the whisper of wind through the trees until everything changed.
Mistä vitusta toi tulee?
Out of nowhere, a strange metallic hum pierced the silence, not from the forest itself, but from the sky above. It was cold, mechanical, and unlike anything they'd ever heard. The hikers stood frozen, staring upward as the unsettling sound echoed through the treetops for nearly 10 minutes. They caught it all on camera, but to this day, no expert has been able to explain what it was. No animals, no machinery, no natural cause, just a haunting hum in the Finnish wilderness, and a mystery that still has no answer. Two friends decided to explore an abandoned train station in East Belgium one night, hoping for a bit of thrill and adventure. As they arrived, a strange atmosphere hung in the air, unnaturally quiet, yet filled with distant, unsettling sounds. There were faint thuds, the screeching of metal, and an eerie mechanical humming that seemed to come from somewhere behind the old, rusting trains.
Wat is... Ik zit kanker in.
Drawn toward the noise, the two stumbled upon a massive, dark warehouse standing silently behind the tracks. The sound seemed to be coming from inside. As they moved closer to investigate, the unsettling noises only grew louder and more complex, as if something or someone was at work in the shadows. Then, out of nowhere, flashlights flickered on in the distance. Several figures appeared on the tracks, moving slowly and deliberately, scanning the area with intent.
Gasten, lopen er mensen in de trein? Ze hebben helmen op. What the fuck gebeurt daar? Er lopen gewoon mensen in die trein en we horen kanker en je muziek. Zullen we dichterbij? Ik moet weten wat er is. Ik moet het weten.
Niemand gaat er gaan met het verloren.
Friends froze, realizing these people weren't just passing by. They were searching. Spooked, the pair retreated, hiding in the dark and watching as the mysterious figures in overalls moved methodically through the station. Despite their fear, curiosity got the better of them. They waited until the coast seemed clear, then went back in for one final look. The sounds were even stranger now, less random, more rhythmic, almost like a hidden pattern or signal.
What the fuck? Filmen.
Suddenly, the flashlights returned, this time closer than before. In a panic, the friends sprinted back to their car and fled the area. Still unsettled and eager to understand what they had witnessed, the two approached some women living nearby. When they asked about the noises and the men, the women did not explain, just a warning. It's dangerous near those tracks at night. Months later, the friends couldn't let it go. They returned to the site, hoping to find answers. The sounds were still there, just as mechanical, just as haunting. The men in overalls were still patrolling the tracks and the warehouse, almost like guardians of a forgotten secret. Then, without warning, a scream shattered the silence. Loud, human, terrified.
Die geluiden goed kunnen horen. Ik zie mensen lopen in de trein. Trein. Hoor je schreeuwen? Mensen schreeuwen. Ik hoor ook mensen schreeuwen, hoor. Gast! Yo! What the fuck? Ik weet niet of je het hoorde. Ik hoorde net een man schreeuwen. Okay, dit.
Panicked once again, they ran. But this time they couldn't shake the feeling that they weren't just hearing things. They were being watched. Desperate to find out what was going on, they eventually spoke to a hotel receptionist in the nearby town.
Ik heb een hele lange vraag gezien. We waren nog aan het laten prijs doen en er staan gewoon rare mensen zo overal. Dus weet je ook mensen aan het weg zijn daar? Ja? Nee, ik weet dat hij een escape was voor acteurs, misschien dat het daar was. Dus een escape room, oké. Ja, oké, dankjewel. Hoe dan daar geluiden en zo, maar... Ja, dat is van die escape.
The conversation finally revealed pieces of the mystery, but whether the full truth was ever uncovered, or if they even wanted to know it, remains unclear. This person stumbled upon something truly chilling during a visit to the notorious Gilson Cemetery in Nashua, a place steeped in ghost stories and eerie folklore. In a TikTok video that's quickly gaining attention, Amy performs a 360-degree scan of the graveyard, only to reveal a mysterious, shadowy figure lurking in the background.
Do me a favor, go to Google Maps right now from wherever you are. Put in Gilson Cemetery, Nashua, New Hampshire. It is a historical site rumored to be haunted, blah, blah. Go on Street View, take a 360, and take a little stroll down the road. Just look. There's a ghost right there.
While some skeptics are quick to dismiss it as just a blurry passerby, Amy is convinced there's more to it, something not entirely of this world. Gilson Cemetery has long been haunted by tales of a ghostly woman in white, the haunting cries of a lost baby, and now, maybe, a new spirit caught on camera. Back in 2022, a TikToker named Kelly was venturing through the wild swamps of Florida's Everglades when she caught something strange on camera. It was a long, snake-like creature she'd never seen before. So bizarre, she wondered if she'd just discovered an entirely new species. Any guesses what it might have been? While driving alone through the desolate backroads of West Texas, a man spotted something that made his blood run cold. Far ahead, motionless in the middle of an abandoned lease road, stood a mysterious figure cloaked in a long, white gown. There was something off about it, something deeply unnatural. As he crept closer, heart pounding, the figure suddenly vanished into thin air. No sound, no trace, no explanation. It wasn't a statue. It wasn't a person. So what was it? A train was gliding through the peaceful Australian countryside. Everything seemed perfectly normal. But then, something strange happened. Out of nowhere, a white shape appeared by the tracks. At first, it looked like a swirl of mist, but then it began to take shape. It drifted silently across the tracks and vanished, just like that. The eerie part? The person filming didn't even notice it at the time. It was only later, when viewers started commenting, that they realized they might have caught something chilling on camera. A ghost. It was supposed to be just a fun camping trip, a group of friends hiking deep into the forest, and they decided to take some photos to remember it all. One of them, an experienced backpacker, decided to take a group photo before they packed up and left. At first glance, everything seemed normal. But when they looked back at the image later, something didn't sit right. There was a figure, faint, almost hidden, lurking in the tree. No one remembers seeing anyone else out there. No footsteps, no voices, just the quiet of the woods. So who, or what, was watching them from the shadows? A few hours ago, this person was just at home, heading into the bathroom. Nothing unusual until they opened the window. That's when they heard it.
Was zur Hölle?
A strange, distant noise echoing from the forest. It sounded like a massive crowd, like a stadium full of people shouting all at once. But here's the creepy part. They live in a tiny village in the middle of nowhere, Austria. No stadiums nearby, no events, just forest, mountains, and silence. Even weirder, they've always felt uneasy in those woods, like something's watching, like they're not supposed to be there. So what was it? Who or what was out there making that noise where no one should be? A group of fishermen off the coast of Bise couldn't believe their eyes. In the middle of the vast ocean, drifting alone on a tiny patch of floating debris, sat a man, calm, quiet, and completely unbothered. No waving for help, no signs of fear, just an eerie, almost surreal stillness, like he was meditating in the face of death. No one knows how he got there, no shipwreck, no distress call, just him, serene and silent, like he belonged to the sea. Rescuers arrived just in time to pull him to safety. But long after he was gone, one question remained. Who was the chilled man? This person was driving down a quiet road in Kentucky when suddenly a deer darted right in front of him. He had to swerve hard just to avoid hitting it. But then he notices something strange. The deer isn't running off like you'd expect. Instead, it's standing completely still, almost frozen. Curiosity gets the better of me, so he decided to pull over and head back for a closer look. That's when things get weird. Right next to the deer was a pale, almost glowing white figure. At first, he thinks his eyes must be playing tricks on him, but the more he stares, the clearer it becomes. It's like something out of a ghost story, standing silently beside the animal, unmoving. So, here's the question. Who or what was that shadowy presence? Was it just his imagination, or something far more chilling lurking in the Kentucky woods? This eerie image first made waves on Reddit back in 2020, accompanied by a bone-chilling caption. And honestly, at first glance, it's hard to argue. According to the post, the hunter had been making his way through a dim, misty forest when he noticed something strange, tall, motionless, and shaped like a human. It stood silently at the tree line, almost camouflaged against the forest floor. The hunter was convinced he wasn't alone. Something or someone was watching him. To him, it could only be a cryptid. But then, the internet did what it does best. Curious users began to analyze the image, zooming in and comparing details. And slowly, the truth began to emerge. It wasn't a creature at all. It was moss. More specifically, a type of moss or bark growth known as polyore, which can sometimes form oddly symmetrical, almost human-like shapes, especially in cold, damp forests like this one. So, what looked like a forest monster? It turned out to be nothing more than nature's twisted sense of humor, tricking our minds into seeing something that was never really there. A video shared by Reddit user Rick Musk comes from Dion, India, a place where locals often report hearing eerie cries and chilling screams near the railway tracks after dark, long after everyone else has gone home. Many believe these haunting sounds are the restless spirit of a woman who tragically lost her life in a train accident right at that very spot. Travelers passing through say they're gripped by an unshakable coldness, as if an unseen presence is silently watching them. The sounds don't match any known animal, so could there be some truth behind this ghostly tale? This person was flying over the Amazon in a creaky helicopter, scouting for wildlife shots. Below, the river twisted through dense jungle like a silver snake, until he realized one of the snakes wasn't the river. There it was, a massive serpent, over 30 feet long, gliding just under the surface. Its head broke the water, dark eyes, thick scales, moving slowly and sure like it ruled the jungle. He snapped photos, heart racing. From the sky, it was incredible, but he knew if he'd been hiking below, that thing could have swallowed him whole. Nature had made its point, again. Back in August 2005, a group of amateur ghost hunters ventured into an abandoned house deep in the woods. While filming their exploration, something chilling suddenly appeared on camera. A mysterious figure that sent them fleeing in terror. Keep in mind, video editing wasn't nearly as advanced or widespread back then, which adds a layer of authenticity to the footage. But was it a ghost? Or just someone lurking in the shadows? The mystery remains. While hiking deep in the remote woods of Finland, this man stopped to snap a photo of the breathtaking landscape. But when he looked at the picture later, he was stunned. In the background, something or someone was there. He insists the area was empty when he took the shot. So what did he capture? Was someone silently watching him? Or did he unknowingly photograph something paranormal? If you liked that video, make sure to check out the Dare to Watch YouTube channel, where we have tons of videos just like this. And if you want to see our latest scary hiking encounters, make sure to click subscribe so you'll get notifications.